This is the facelifted version of the 4th generation of the Skoda Octavia RS, and it's already sold out. That is the popularity of the Octavia RS. It looks absolutely gorgeous. But before we start, let me show you this awesome car perfume from Involve Your Senses. This is Involve the Joker. It is from the latest superhero collection of Involve. It's a fresh aqua fragrance. It smells awesome. It's in fact one of the top sellers. Super easy to regulate. You can regulate it like this. It does not leak at all. And you can get yours with a 10% discount using coupon code FASTBEAM. Click on the top right corner of the screen right now. Yes, this is also very much a limited edition. Such a collectible. Anyways, coming to the car, it looks damn freaking awesome. Straight away, let's open the engine bay because it's the familiar 2-liter unit here, which also powers the Golf GTI. Same tune here. There's insulation right there. And the design is something which I really like because in RS trim, lot of blacked out elements like the grille and the bumper as well. This is the panel for radar. There's a camera here. There's a camera there for lane keep assist as well as a rain sensor. VRS. What does VRS actually mean? Well, on the Skoda logo now above S, there is something like this. Some people say it's that. But actually in the UK now, VRS stands for Victory Racing Sport. Otherwise, RS stands for Rally Sport because in the UK, RS is sort of owned by Ford and Ford is like, क्या कर रहे हो भाई? So Skoda is like, नहीं, हमारा RS कुछ और बोलता है. So only in the UK, this whole VRS makes sense. Anyways, let's straight away unwrap the car's lights. Yes, these lights are actually still having a plastic sheet on them. And I'm going to be removing them right now because this is my brand new car. Let's do it. Let's remove it from here as well. Now the lights look awesome because these are obviously matrix LED headlights, or are they? You tell me. They look damn awesome. It says Skoda crystal lighting indicators working at the moment. Very sharp cuts and creases on the car, which look fantastic. You also get headlight washers. I don't know why there are so many scratches on the light. In spite of the fact that there was this plastic sheet on it, that's kind of funny. There is an active air curtain here. 6 parking sensors because this car obviously has got self-park as well. And this green color looks phenomenal. Now coming to the side of the car, well, the length is slightly more than 4.7 meters. The wheelbase is almost 2.7 meters. So yes, it's a long car and it looks fantastic because it's squatted down. Look at that camera car. That's kind of crazy. Okay, the shoot is happening right now. TVC is happening. I'm in the TVC. Yes! Jokes aside, they have reduced the ground clearance by I think 15 mm. So drop the ride height. Ground clearance is 128 mm. Shouldn't be a problem. But this car is one up on the Golf because the tires are 19-inch here. 225/40, 19 is the size of the tire here. The Golf runs on 18-inch wheels, red colored brake calipers, and the size of the disc is massive. 340 mm. These are aero curtains, which you can remove if you want. This is just for better aerodynamic efficiency, but they can be removed. There's a camera here, but this car does not get a freaking sunroof because the roofline is sloping. So Skoda is like, we cannot put a sunroof only. The combi version gets it. The Estate, which is not coming to India, request sensor on all the 4 doors, shark fin antenna, and the seats, they are freaking damn awesome. So for starters, okay, there is good amount of knee room and leg room. In fact, footroom is also good. Under thigh support is not the best, and headroom seems to be adequate enough. It's decently comfortable. I expected more space actually, but this is a strict 4-seater. Look at the car. Okay, anyways, this is a strict 4-seater. Because of this thing, I think it can be removed. You get 2 USB-C charging sockets. You get rear AC controls, rear climate control, air conditioning system, rear AC vents, phone holder, magazine holders, tickling function, height adjustable seat belts, a hook, 10 freaking airbags, hook, handle, red stitching as well, which looks nice. Light on the top. Center passenger gets a head. There's a proper armrest here, which actually opens. And if you want to carry more items, you can fold it like this. So longer items can be taken as well, which is nice. Seats are really nice and comfortable. I really like the rear seat of this car because of this finishing. Amazing. But you know what? You can increase the practicality by simply putting this down. So yeah, it's a 40/60 folding format. Isofix child seat mount. Beautifully lined door pockets as well. No sun blind here. Again, quality levels are actually fantastic. And this car is expensive, limited edition, but you won't believe it does not get the rear wiper washer, which is offered internationally. That's kind of crazy. Yes, I have to manually clean the windscreen, high mounted stop lamp, and you get this subtle spoiler as well. Skoda written here, Octavia VRS, and you get 6 parking sensors at the rear. Dynamic swipe function for the indicators at the rear. Rear tail light looks beautiful. That is the rear fog, which is there on both the sides. That's nice. And that's the provision for the towing hook. That is the exhaust, which is very much visible inside that surround. And because this is an RS, it obviously has this red tape, so it's sort of a reflector. Otherwise, it was a red tape in earlier cars. The camera gets the cleaning function as well. I press a button and there opens the boot, which is 600 freaking liters. It's massive, and then you can just stick this to do a UK thing, which is basically partition. The jack is placed very weirdly. there's this handle to hold on to. I can pull this to actually fold the seat if I want, and this is, I think, a net. So yeah, being a Skoda, it is obviously simply clever. See how they have put the warning triangle very smartly, and the spare wheel is not an alloy. Firstly, it is smaller sized. Okay, I think they put the subwoofer here. The size of the spare wheel 125 70 18. So cycle tires for the spare wheel, and then it is obviously powered. I press a button and there it shuts. Very nice, very smooth as well. Now they have this sort of black panel here, which is obviously not functional, so kind of fake stuff happening here. And they have removed the scrubber, the snow scrubber, because that's not needed in India. That actually comes with the car because Skoda, right? Simply clever features have to be there in the vehicle. The key has 3 buttons: unlock the car, lock the car, open the boot of the vehicle. That's about it. This dustbin is actually something you can remove and put it back as well. So yeah, that's like simple. Canton sound system, just to open the boot of the vehicle. Nice treatment here, feels solid, and you get memory functions, powered seat, proper dead pedal, a secret storage compartment, headlight control, airbag there because it has got 9 airbags, knee airbag is there. Engine start button, no issue in terms of under thigh support because this obviously extends. Beautiful seats, one-piece sport VRS seats, just amazing. I love it. It's absolutely phenomenal, and this thing fits right in the cup holder, which is fantastic. Okay, this is sort of a phone holder or what? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. You've got some storage space here, and this obviously slides ahead and behind as well. The glove box is also decent size, but it's not lined as such, but it has these provisions inside, so you can keep items easily. But it should have had lining, it should have had the cooling function. Okay, this sort of compartment on the top, well, kind of. Air conditioning is turned on, so you're just going to turn off the air conditioning. Auto dimming mirror here, you get a mirror here along with a light. There's a sunglass holder here, which is nifty. SOS button, and yeah, touch sensitive lights, which is kind of cool. This does not extend at all. Even the driver gets a handle to hold on to, which is quite amazing. Now the good thing about this car is it actually gets a massage function. So you press this button, massage turns on, but it does not show it on the screen. That's kind of weird. How do I know if massage is functioning? Obviously with the sensations in the body for a hut, whatever. And there's a heads-up display as well. Beautiful material used on the dashboard with red stitching. Massive 13-inch screen, 10-inch instrument cluster, Skoda branding here. I wanted the Skoda logo, not Skoda written here. That's not kind of cool. Flat bottom steering, VRS written right there. Nerd finishing on the controls. Again, similar to other Skoda cars like the Kushaq as well as the Slavia. So not much has changed. And obviously wiper controls, which is automatic or what? It doesn't say automatic, but should be automatic wipers. And this is for the indicator, that is for the cruise control system. There's a wireless charging pad, 2 USB-C charging sockets, 2 USB-C charging sockets at the rear as well. Some storage space here. I think the key actually fits right here. Auto hold function, electric parking brake, gas selector should have been like, okay, sorry, that's not the way I should show it, but yes, it should have had a proper gas selector so we could get into the Triptronic function. Some physical buttons have been there for tire pressure monitor, drive mode selector, self park. Press this button and the car will automatically park. So I give an indicator and it says it has been deactivated. Monitor vehicle area, but yes, self park also works in this car. Now does it work? No, it has stopped. Yeah, so yeah, self park is also there. This screen is slick, but I expected more physical buttons. So if you notice, there's volume controller here, which is like a slider. Okay, dude, I didn't mean to turn you on, but I didn't mean that also. Anyways, you press the button, you can come into the climate control menu from here, and then you can come into the rear climate control as well. So firstly, let me turn it on. Yeah, that's kind of cool how it works. So obviously you have to just rely on the touchscreen. Warm hands, warm feet, fresh hair. What is happening? That's kind of cool the way it has been done, and it has got heating for the seats. There's no ventilation. We need seat ventilation. What will I do with heating? That's not my jam. And here the menu is actually very easily laid out. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, both are obviously wireless in this car. Let's come into the home menu here. There is Laura. Oh my god, the 2nd generation Octavia is inside the screen. Okay, that's actually the voice assistant. And then you can ask her, is my tire pressure okay? I didn't mean that again. And it's a very nice slick menu, but too much reliance on the touchscreen is not something I really like. But then yeah, it gets the job done. Obviously it has got a tire pressure monitoring system here. It tells you what's the oil level. So the car is like really very smart. Naturally it has to be smart. Now you can shop in this car. App updates can happen. Then in sound now, Canton sound system has various profiles, speech, rock, and I can't even pronounce that, so I'm not even going to get into that. And then you can change the sound focus and make a lot of changes to the audio system. The audio system is actually quite impressive. I like this thing. I like the fact that I can just come into the mode from here and just change it. And when I come into individual, I can configure a lot of things. And I realize there is no dynamic chassis control in this car. That has not been offered in India. That's a bit disappointing. I expected that to be there. The Golf doesn't have it, so Skoda is like, if Golf doesn't offer it, why should we offer it? Because in terms of pricing, very similar, na? Oh, that is simply sync the air conditioning. Internal circulation has a dedicated button, which is nice. And this is the ADAS menu. Lot of ADAS features in this car, which is actually quite cool. Stop start system you can turn off from here, which again is quite cool, having those buttons right in front of you. And then there are these driving profiles which you can configure, which I was already showing you. However, come out, I wanted to configure something else, background lighting. So there are multiple background lighting, so you can obviously configure them the way you want. You can change the brightness, but you can come into mood lighting and decide if you want Skoda winter, summer, ocean, race, individual mode, switch off. So you can change all these. I'm just going to put it on mode, so it's going to be configured to what drive mode I'm going to be driving in, which is obviously going to be the sport mode. Let's come into reverse. This is the reverse parking camera, which is obviously having guidelines that are adaptive. 360-degree view as well, and if I press this button, it obviously cleans it. Then I have another wide view which also shows part of the car, and this screen actually has multiple views as well, so I can change a lot of stuff here. So there I can just why is it not happening? Yeah, if there is a warning there, it doesn't let me change it. So here I can change multiple views, but then again their views are fine. I rather just be on this particular view, which is this one, and then inside I can make changes. Half of the things they don't work only because it's telling me route guidance is not active, because I've obviously not put any navigation. Compass current unavailable. Where is it gone? That's kind of weird. And then here I can see consumption data and all those various datas. In fact, when you turn on the car, it shows Skoda branding there. Naturally, that is something which should have been RS instead, and there's obviously a ticket holder, simply clever feature in a Skoda. And this is the tweeter, nicely put inside the A pillar, which is obviously fantastic. Okay, now the main thing is, how does it sound in terms of the horn? Horn is okay, but it does not have the emotion start. The emotion start is a feature wherein if you keep the brake pedal pressed very hard and keep the start stop button pressed for long, then it will rev till around 2500 RPM. It's not doing it. I remember witnessing this feature in a global model, so I think that's not available in India as well. UK spec is missing out on a lot of things. Yeah, especially dynamic chassis control, rear wiper washer, emotion start and all those things. But then yeah, I'm being a bit picky. And you see there is a USB-C charging socket here, so you can connect your dash cam, which is fantastic. Yeah, that's also quite nice. The rear brake size happens to be 310 mm. Yeah, red colored brake calipers, massive brakes in this car. But honestly, it's all about the driving experience. And before that, you see, this should have been eliminated. It says Octavia right here. Let's go. Yeah, metal pedals too with a proper dead pedal, but the steering wheel is manually adjustable. Yeah, you have to manually adjust the steering wheel. I like this carbon fiber finishing. This car is fantastic in terms of feel good factor and the sportiness, but let's give it the beans. All right, it's time to start driving. Oh, the seat moves ahead and behind every time you turn on and off the vehicle. That's kind of cool. And there it starts. Let's rev it. Rev limiter at around 3800 RPM. So yeah, soft limiter. Straight away, let's turn off the air conditioning. Air conditioning off. We come into the drive modes and we straight away come into sport drive mode, which is the best drive mode, obviously. And let me see if I can turn off the traction control system. Well, it's a bit confusing, but not that it's going to make much of a difference as such. And I don't know what I can do here, because honestly, there's no such mode here which I can like just put it to see interesting data or anything of that sort. Anyway, straight away we come into drive and off we go. It's so smooth, it's so refined. Obviously, this is something which is not what I like, because the level of smoothness and refinement they're achieving with their cars is unbelievable. Like, who wants so much refinement? Because of the refinement now you cannot really hear much of the car as such. Yeah, I want a loud car which makes a lot of sound, but the level of smoothness and ease of driving is unbelievable, obviously. And as soon as I exit the pit lane, I'm going to give it the full beans. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and off we go. Response quite fast. Upshift at around 6,500 RPM. And that is the fun of the Skoda Octavia RS. It feels so damn awesome to drive. Right off the bat, I can tell you, it feels amazing. The speeds it carries, the level of thrust, mind-blowing to say the least. And the brakes super duper sharp as well. And the gearbox is so damn aggressive too. Let's see whether we hit the top whack. Come on. So let's quickly go over the basics. 2-liter TSI engine known as the E8888, and the speed alarm is so irritating. It produces 265 horsepower and a torque output of 370 Newton meters. So there's an improvement of 20 horsepower when compared to the pre-facelifted model, because of which 0 to 100 km/h time has actually come down. By how much? Well, we are doing 208 km/h. Very sharp brakes. So yeah, 0 to 100 km/h time has actually come down now by approximately 0.4 seconds. So it goes from 0 to 100 km/h in 6.4 seconds. Front end keeps washing out. Lot of torque steer happening. Yeah, that's the problem with the front wheel drive car. But what Skoda has done is given it a limited slip differential, which obviously helps a lot here. Helps in what? It can channel up to 100% torque on one of the front wheels depending on the traction levels. In the earlier RS230, that was not there. What it used to do now, the RS230, it used to cut power on the wheel without traction. Here it gives power to the wheel with traction. So very different way of doing things. 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox, really quick with shifts. Yeah, very fast. Front end getting washed out. It does make a lot of tire screeching, a lot of tire sounds as well. And you can manually take control of the gearbox if you want. There is body roll, actually there's a bit of body roll. Now there is no adaptive damper here. Yeah, no adaptive dampers or no dynamic chassis control, because of which obviously it doesn't have that, you know, soft to stiff change which you can do in the suspension system. That's a bit disappointing here. And compared to the Golf, this is actually half a second slower. The Golf GTI goes from 0 to 100 km/h in just 5.9 seconds. Also thanks to the fact that the Golf GTI is actually lighter. This one weighs 1528 kgs. Why does it weigh so much? Because of the boot. Now the Golf doesn't have a boot only, so the Golf is actually lighter. Tires screech so much. Steering is nice. It has something known as a progressive steering, or they call it the sport steering. What it does is basically it makes sure that, okay, let's turn first and talk here. So progressive steering, now it increases the steering ratio dramatically as you turn, right? The more steering lock, the more dramatic turn in the steering ratio. The result is that it feels so amazing when you corner, because it moves fast, the steering moves fast, the brakes are fantastic as well, the gearbox is sharp. It's a very pointy, amazing handling car, which is also amazing in terms of the ride quality, because in spite of 19-inch wheels, the ride is compliant. Obviously, wrong place to judge the ride of the car. And I think small birds I have hit, that's the reason it says rear traffic alert is unavailable. Okay, it's time to do the 0 to 100 km/h test. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. We are in manual mode, so I'm just going to come into sport mode. Revving the motor, revs till 2,500 RPM. Okay, and go! Little bit of wheel spin. Upshifts at 6,000 RPM. And that's 0 to 100 km/h in 5.99 seconds. So this goes faster than Skoda's claim. That's amazing. Skoda is undercoating, so it's as fast as a Golf GTI. Mind blowing. Yeah, I never expected that to happen. Now the Golf hits a top speed of 267 km/h. The real top speed happens to be 254 km/h on this device. My specialist timing is 0 to 200 km/h in 22.77 seconds. Yeah, for 4-cylinder engine, that's actually decent enough. So I'm not going to complain on that front. But the thing is that the Golf does a real top speed of 254 km/h. This should also go past 250 km/h, because the claim top speed is 250 km/h. But you know, in the real world now, with the speedo error and all, it will go much faster as well. And since there's nobody on the track, I think it's the apt time for me to first finish these corners. Yeah, the steering is nice. And let's do the horn test. Horn is so freaking damn awesome. In fact, we can do the wiper test as well going through this corner. Yeah, that's also very much amazing. Everything, the level of attention to detail in this car just blows your mind. That's how fantastic this car is. Let's downshift. There's no point of me shifting gears because the gearbox is so damn amazing. It gives you the right gear at the right time completely. Which actually makes me wonder that since they are getting it as a fully built unit, FBU, CBU, completely built unit, why don't they just give us the top model with dynamic chassis control and also rear wiper washer, everything? Because if someone's going to pay 60 lakhs, they're fine paying 67 lakhs as well. Thing is that this is the flagship Skoda car, the fastest Skoda car, the Octavia RS. There's nothing beyond that, and competes with the Golf GTI. The Golf GTI gets faster still because we get the Golf GTI. There's a Club Sport version with more power, and then there is obviously Golf R with 400 horsepower. So Golf keeps going bonkers and bonkers, but then obviously it goes from front wheel drive to all wheel drive as well. I love this car. I think it's so damn freaking awesome. I want one for sure, but unfortunately it is completely sold out. Front end screeching completely. Okay, now it's the time we do the brake test. Here my camera is there, so I do the brake test. and it's actually good brakes. And I've come to a halt because the brakes are smoking like crazy. Anyways, why do I have the hazards? The track is completely mine. I change this particular mode. I come into drive mode, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, and off we go. I think by driving now the brakes will cool better. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 6.31 seconds. Still faster than Skoda's claim, which is mind-blowing to say the least. I don't like this mode only, this particular mode for the cluster. The speed alarm doesn't let me change things, which is kind of weird. Now the problem, the big problem, which is obviously the pricing. The price is too high because we've seen really attractively priced Octavia RSs earlier, and now the price has gone through the roof. I'm trying to change the cluster mode. I don't know why it's not changing. Maybe it does not change, and I think I'll just do another acceleration test here. And left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, and off we go. Why is there no launch control? Some wheel spin, which definitely happens. No point of me shutting my mouth because I thought you'll hear the engine sound, but all you hear is obviously the speed alert system there. I'm getting full power, 195 kilowatt, which happens to be around 258 bhp of power. In fact, this car feels a bit too muted on the inside because there's so good insulation here, which is not such a good thing. I don't want the car to be so well insulated. I can't hear a thing at all. But you know, when you start it and rev it, now there's some pops and cracks. In fact, I think it sounds much louder on the outside, but don't worry, everybody buys this car to actually make tweaks to it, because at the end of the day, this is a tuner favorite. So people are going to buy this and pump out 600, 700 horsepower with all-wheel drive coming from Audi, the quattro system. And this one is having the DQ381 gearbox. It's a dual clutch unit, it's fast with shifts, and then all of a sudden I realized I'm just going straight there. It's a fantastic car, It's a car which has this dual characteristic. So you can drive it really fast, have fun, and you can drive it sedately, and it just completely transforms. There are 4 drive modes here. There's a normal, there's a sport. Okay, we shall come into the drive modes here. So yes, eco, normal, sport, and individual. You can configure a lot of things, but what is eco mode in an Octavia RS, and why does it even exist, and why does it need to exist also? I have no clue at all. I love the steering. I think the steering is very nicely done. It's fantastic. The steering is just mind-blowing to say the least. It's so responsive. Yeah, it's not the best in terms of feel, but it has good amount of feedback for sure. No denying that fact. And what a car, It's unbelievable, But you know, when they launched the RS230, we all missed an opportunity to buy it. It was priced at 30 lakhs on road Mumbai. Then the RS245 came, which was priced at an obnoxious 45 lakhs, and this one is going 60 plus. So prices are increasing like crazy. But you know, the first one, the RS230, was locally assembled in India. Now they are unfortunately bringing it as a fully built unit, and obviously with CBU, the high taxation and all, kind of ruins the fun. And that's happening only because this car is basically, how do I put it? I don't even know how to put it. I feel so sad and depressed today that I don't know how to tell you this, but sedans are dying, and that's the reason Skoda is not making this car in India anymore. In fact, the Octavia is no longer in India, which really upsets me. They have just got the RS. Hopefully the diesel also comes. If they're importing, they can import the diesel as well, which will definitely sell in better numbers. So what an experience. But what is a monkey doing crossing there, bro? This ADAS will not help you here. Monkey crossing ahead, at least the car should say. Hyundai cars say that. Fantastic car, really nice. But now there's the Golf. So would you get the Golf GTI or would you get the Octavia RS? Remember, with the Golf you get a sunroof, and it's slightly faster as well. That's about it. But the Octavia has a better brand image in India. The Golf has a better brand image globally. And on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up. That's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye bye.